Hello everyone, welcome to Task IAS. Today we will discuss some questions of Ethics Unit 2, that is Attitude. So here are some list of past year questions. Here my motive is not to give answer for every question but give you a framework or a structure how you can generate multiple options, as well as what is best suited introduction, and how you can write multiple points in body, and what can be best way forward. These are some of the objectives of discussing these questions. So let's discuss these questions one by one. Firstly, young people with ethical conduct are not willing to come forward to join politics. Suggest some steps to motivate them to come forward. I have discussed these questions in earlier class, where I have mentioned that even without covering this topic, you can write some points, because till that time you have not covered topic political attitude, but now you have covered this topic. So how you will write introduction? Here you can mention directly about political attitude, because if young people are not coming, it shows that those people have negative attitude towards politics. So you can start from this line. Secondly, you can start by role of ethical values in politics, and what are the benefits of it. You can mention this in one or two sentences, and then you can connect points. But this is not seen that ethical values are not present in politics. For example, according to Association of Democratic Reforms, 69% of politicians have some criminal charges. So you can mention this point. It will be slightly bigger introduction, but it will have some data also. But in first line you should not mention data, because this is not GS2 answer. You have to mention some keywords like ethical values or attitude. This you have to mention. Or thirdly, you can start with some characteristics that an individual who is joining politics should have. For example, leadership, honesty, integrity, because he have to guide another people. So you can start from any one of them. This will be linked to your topic political attitude. This will be linked to your first unit, that is ethics in various spheres, and this will be linked to your topic leadership, because there is a topic that human values from various leaders, administrator. So you can connect to that topic also. This is introduction. Now body suggests some steps. I have mentioned in last class, whenever they asking about some steps, then you have to give multiple approaches. For example, you can write what should government do, what should an individual do, and what should society do. For government, you can write about various legal measures, or establishment of fast track court, strict implementation of law. These can be subpoints. For individual, you can mention focus on spiritual values, daily exercise and yoga, that will also help. And for society, if society will choose an individual which has higher moral and ethical values, then only good character will come as a leader. So society will have in choosing right leader. So these are some of the ways that will motivate young people with ethical conduct to come forward, because if all these things are good, then of course leadership will have motivation to work in that environment. In conclusion, you can mention these are some of the initial steps that will make a favorable environment, but lastly it was motivation of an individual to come forward and improve work culture of politics, and improve ethical and moral values of political environment. So you can mention that at last it is the young people which have important role. Now second question, in context of defense services, patriotism demands readiness to even lay down one's life in protecting nation, especially if armed forces or defense services, this is required. Now according to you, what does patriotism imply in everyday civil life? explain with illustrations and justify your answers. Now, here in introduction, you can define what is patriotism. This is one of the way. And then mention that for and defense services, patriotism implies this, and for civil life, patriotism for me this. So this is one of the way, simplest way. Secondly, you can start with mean and end theory. Here you will mention about patriotism is an end, but there are different means to achieve this and different means for different individual. For example, for defense services and for civil life. So you can mention different concept that is related to ethics, and these means and ends, these are terms of ethics only. Now you can also mention about some theory like Jaina. They have concept of Saidavad, because they mentioned that truth is not absolute, this is relative. So from there you can mention that patriotism has different meaning for different persons. So then you can start and mention your answer. So this is introduction. Now body will have similar points whether you start from this or this. Now body can be, you have to write multiple points. For example, in political sphere, you can mention patriotism is following principles of equality, equal voting right, and individual should enjoy his voting right. Apart from this, promoting information and transparency, reducing corruption. These are some of the initiatives that an individual can take in political life. Now secondly, in economic life, here individuals should focus on gaining clean knee. He should not indulge in corrupt activities. Secondly, he should pay taxes. This is another factor. Now in social life, you can mention about following political or constitutional ideas in social life. For example, no discrimination, no untouchability, because these are social levels, no dowry. These are some of the ways by which an individual in civil life can promote patriotism. Also you can mention that now new initiative like Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, Beti Bachao Beti Padhao, an individual should participate in these activities and try to excel in whatever sphere he can. And in last conclusion, you can mention about fundamental duties. So that way you will have some holistic answer, starting from ethical values or ethical keywords, then body which have multiple points, then conclusion which have some legal dimension also. Now next question is, it is often said that politics and ethics do not go together. What is your opinion in this regard? Justify your answer with illustrations. Now this is again related to your topic political attitude. So here introduction can be similar as in given in question 1, because question is almost similar. They have just changed words. So now you can mention again political attitude. Secondly, ethics in politics. Here you should not do one thing, that is, if you define what is politics, what is ethics, then that looks very simple, as well as it will not show your understanding, because if you are writing ethics in politics, that show your understanding of concept. Here you can mention different points like different values like leadership or integrity or honesty. These will be followed if someone has ethics in politics, and there will be less corruption or criminal charges. So these will have more holistic and more keywords. But if you are writing simply what is politics, what is ethics, then you need another paragraph to connect both these terms, and that will also reduce your time to write different points in body. Now what is your opinion in this regard? Firstly, first point will be this. So what is your opinion? Can you say that it is right that politics and ethics do not go together? If you are clearly saying no or yes, then that will show that you are a short tempered person, you are looking at only one side. But in ethics you have to view both sides. So you can start with line that politics and ethics, these are core concepts for a fruitful or healthy democratic or republic, for example India, and these are needed for our democratic setup. Now you can start. Here are some examples where politics and ethics has gone parallelly. For example, some leadership like Gandhiji. You can mention another famous leader like Abdul Kalam. So these are some of the leaders that every individual, whether who is checking your copy, he is a political person or not, everyone will be satisfied with your answer. Now you can mention these examples that these individuals, although they have participated in political activities, but they have focused on equality, accountability, transparency, non-corruption attitude. These are some of the values that an individual in politics should have. So you can mention this. Later you can mention that, but here are some cases where politics and ethics is not going parallel, and they are, it seems that they are opposite poles. For example, now you can write some examples or data. For example, Association of Democratic Reforms, 69% have criminal charges. Or you can mention about some data regarding anti-defection cases, because this shows that now politics has limited role in welfare of people, and now leadership is focusing on collecting wealth or self-interest and not on others' interests. So you can write these points to substantiate your argument, and if you are writing examples, no one will argue against your point. So now you have given both arguments, then write. So according to me, this is not true for every case that politics and ethics are not going together, although there are now certain cases where they are, seems that they are poles apart, but we should focus on inculcating these values in our future leadership. And now you can write what are the suggestions to improve situation. For example, you can write one of the point that was mentioned in earlier question, that young people with ethical conduct and moral conduct should motivate to join politics. Now secondly, you can mention about some points which I will discuss later in syllabus, that code of ethics or code of conduct that should be given for politicians also. Now thirdly, every individual should focus on yoga or daily meditation that will help in reducing values of materialism, and it will help in promoting values of internal satisfaction and good values. So these points can be discussed in this question. Now, how good social influence and persuasion can contribute to success of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan? In this question, you can mention about definition of social influence and persuasion, because you are writing ethics paper, and in any question, if you are starting for example, what is politics, so that will not good sound. But here you can write very well about social influence and persuasion, because this is subtopic. If you are writing any subtopic, then this is needed that you should define, because that will show that you have understanding of this topic, you know all points. So now define what is social influence and persuasion. Firstly, social influence, and then connecting line that persuasion is one of the method of social influence where is focus more on compliance and there is less external pressure. So your first introduction is completed. Now write about body, how this will help in Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Here in one line you can mention that Swachh Bharat Abhiyan has many components, and its main part was that it has focused on behavioral change. And behavioral change is needed because we want to change attitude of people regarding open defecation. And this is needed to sustain this behavior. Because if you have not changed their attitude or behavior, thus Once maybe they have adopted practice of using house toilet, but as soon as their external monitoring will remove, they will again start open defecation. So here is focus on attitude change as well as sustenance of their practice. Here you can write those points in attitude where I have mentioned that attitude has three components, that is cognitive part where knowledge work, where secondly is emotional part where your emotions work, thirdly is your behavioral part. So you can mention that in Swachh Bharat Abhiyan all these three aspects of attitude has been utilized for success. For example, cognitive part. In Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, there is lot of data has been given, various sites, various hospitals, their walls has been used to show, to highlight that open defecation led to diseases and high mortality rate. Now, emotional part, there are various famous actors has been used. For example, Amitabh Bachchan, he has campaigned for Darwaza Band campaign. So you can write this example, especially behavioral attitude. You can mention that even in many different villages, some of the leaders, for example Sarpanch or another Khap leaders, they have been used as a medium to or a role model to show that this habit of open defecation can be reduced, so that other people will be motivated and they have a role model from their own community to follow. So these are different aspects that has been utilized in Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. You can mention that. Now in the last you can mention conclusion that this strategy has worked for Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Now it's time that we should focus on utilizing this strategy in another spheres, for example gender equality or reducing discrimination on caste system. So this will show that you have futuristic attitude and you are giving solutions for other social evils as well. So this is the way. Now these are some questions that I have mentioned and you have to write answers on them. For example, role of attitude in one's own life. This is directly mentioned in slides that I have given you. Secondly, attitudes are results of our experiences. Evaluate the factors responsible for attitude formation. There is this learning theory of attitude that I have mentioned. There are different components, for example operant conditioning, classical conditioning, these I have mentioned, where core factors were that how our experiences, for example emotional component, our knowledge, our observation of others behavior will change our attitude. So you have to write these points. Now third question is that our attitude towards life, work and other people and society is shaped by our families, society, but some of these values are undesirable in citizens of modern democratic and egalitarian society. Discuss such undesirable values present and how you ensure that these undesirable attitude be changed and should be how ethical values should be inculcated in aspiring civil servants. So you can read this question again and you will find out that focus is on some values which we don't want should present, but from our family and society these values are coming in any children or adolescent. For example, patriarchy, because till now we are saying that we should focus women empowerment, but till that time patriarchy persists, discrimination from our houses present, no girl or no woman feel empowered in totality, and empowerment begins from our family. So one can be patriarchy. Again another discrimination can be mentioned about caste system. Thirdly, with rising money power or materialism, we have developed a chalta hai culture for corruption. Even in our families we used to talk that in government offices, if you want any work to be done on time, then you have to give money, and this is okay. You have no resistance on this topic. Fourthly, you can mention another point regarding dowry. Another point can be regarding climate change, because you are focusing on selfish mode and you focus on your own interest. If climate change is all's responsibility, then you will focus that it's not my own duty, because there is no external factor or monitor on you to regulate your all activities. So these are the some of the dimensions where you can mention that these are undesirable attitudes that we have. So you can mention any one of them from this 4 or 5 points. Now, how can such undesirable attitude should be changed? Now, we inculcate these values and attitude from different institutions, for example, family, educational institutions, or our society. So if you gain these values from these institutions, then these institutions are only sources from where these values can be changed. For example, if family promote gender equality, then this patriarchal attitude can be changed. Secondly, if educational institutions focus on promoting moral and ethical values, then issues like corruption can be reduced. Similar for society. These are some of the means to reduce these problems or these attitudes. Now, how these can be inculcated in aspiring or serving civil servants? So there is a life cycle approach. You can use that. Firstly, as in aspiring civil servants, you can start from family, educational institution, or society as an individual. When he aspire for civil services, from earlier experiences he has this moral and ethical values. Later, when he will study syllabus like ethics syllabus, then he should have inculcate these values in his own life. This is another example. Secondly, during training, they should be focused on such experiences that an individual have, where he will come in contact with old people, vulnerable people, so that he will understand what are values which is needed for welfare of these people and how corruption has led to problems for these vulnerable people. Training should highlight those dilemmas that an individual have. Now, for serving individuals or serving civil servants, again there can be 2 or 3 approaches. Firstly, if someone is indulged in corruption, then there should be punishment, strict punishment. This is one of the way, so that he has fear. Secondly, regular training. After 10 years or 5 years, there should be regular training or camps to again highlight those core values of a civil servant. Thirdly, there should be continuous regulation or monitoring from seniors, from subordinators, so that overall work culture of civil servants will improve. So these are some of the ways by which these values or attitudes can be changed and required attitudes or values can be inculcated. So that's all for today. I will request you to write these questions, because this will help you in developing skills. If you have enjoyed these lectures, please like, share and subscribe Task IAS. I hope you have enjoyed this lecture. All will meet in our next class. That's all for today. Thank you so much.